Dandan Marquez, and I am a senior specialist working in operations support for an international financial firm.
What are your hobbies?
For now, I can say I do podcasts as a hobby. I listen to podcasts and I read books and I watch Netflix.
How did you learn about happy?
A common friend in the group I am in introduced me to Happy, and I found this compelling. The idea of being a humanist compelling, rather than having the standard atheist brand.
How did you become part of Happy?
I started joining the Facebook page, Humanist Alliance Philippines International. Then, looking at the post, I see that it's something that I can stand with, and I decided to join the Happy.
What is humanism to you?
Humanism is compassion to another human being. It's knowing that being or existing is not enough. So you have to find a way to improve another person's life.
Do you think the Philippines needs to develop more critical thinking?
Yes, definitely. It's a key to a more secular society, rather than favoring one religion or one particular set of beliefs than the other. So that way, it's not only favoring that group, it's benefiting everyone. Everyone.
What are your advocacy?
My advocacies include, you can say that with my podcast now is to help people who are transitioning from a religious belief to a secular thinking. I made that podcast to help other people to thinking that they're not alone, that there are other people that they can relate to and help them transition to that phase in their life.
What are your plans as a humanist?
As a humanist, I wanted to expand that belief into a broader scale of society. I wanted a more secular society and a more compassionate society, thinking of that everyone would know that there is something that they have to do, that they can do to help other people.
Where do you see yourself in the future as far as being a humanist?
I want, it's quite funny, but and I still think it's a little too far-fetched, but it's not impossible. But I wanted to have someone, or at least a person, to be the voice of a secular society. And I'm hoping that it could be me. And if not, then I could inspire someone to be that person, to be the voice for a secular society.
Your advice to people if they want to be a humanist?
My advice is go beyond that label that you are an atheist. Being an atheist is just a stance for me. It's not. It's a stance of it's practically just a stance of non-belief. If you wanted to expand that into something that could help other people, then that is. I've always believed that if you can do something else or something more about your life, then why not do it? And I guess being a humanist after becoming an atheist is looking at things into a larger scale. Hi, I'm Dandan, and I am one half of God Bless Longganisa, the Atheist Republic's first Filipino podcast. It is a podcast that discusses secularism, humanism, and religious freedom. And we talk about deconversion, and these are the topics that you are interested in. You can find us in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcast. And if you find the topic interesting, please follow us through those apps. And you can also follow us in social media. We are Godless Chorizo in Instagram and Twitter, and Godless Longanisa in Facebook. Hi, I'm Dandan, and I am a humanist.
It's not for me to say.